Power 7 Podcast. Back in full effect once again on a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's light outside now. Time done fell back as we move through another blessed day. Well, we don't fall back, we keep moving forward, baby. So, today's topic, I think I got multiple topics today. First one I want to start off with today, I listened to Will Smith's podcast. I started listening to his podcast yesterday that he did, Class of 88. Hip Hop is 50, y'all. It's almost over. The celebration is almost over. But Hip Hop is 50. So I listened to the Class of 88. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. 1988 is a hell of a year for hip hop. I remember I was really, really young, like elementary school young, around 1988. And I was still buying, I started buying records, vinyl, and tapes, probably 85. So I was really young not buying my music. And 88, I remember I bought EPMD, Strictly Business. I bought the Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather. What else did I have in 88? Album that I bought. I don't know why those are the only two that's standing out to me right now. But I do remember being heartbroken when I bought the Tougher Than Leather album. Because, I mean, Beat to the Rhyme was dope and Run's House was dope, but I just remember the rest of that album just being so disappointing. And back then, I remember when I bought albums, when you used to actually go physically buy music. I remember back then just whenever you bought somebody that you thought was gonna be dope, or they had a dope single, or you was a fan of because you liked their album before, and you would buy it and it wouldn't be good. It only had on 1 or 2 songs. You would just keep trying to listen to it over and over again, hoping that something would click or it would start getting better. And when it never got better, you'd just be like, damn, you mad as hell. Couldn't believe it. But I remember feeling like that over that Run DMC Tougher Than Leather album. Oh, I also had Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. I used to play the hell out that. I had that on vinyl. It was 2 records. Side A and B, or 1 and 2, was just Will. Well, not just Will, it was both of them. It was all the songs. Brand New Funk, Charlie Mack Out the Limo. All of that stuff. And that second album, vinyl album, side A and B, 1 or 2, whichever one. The second one was just Jeff. And Will pretty much just MCing, like party rocking MCing, and Jeff, doing different scratches and stuff like that. I remember back then too. Back then in the 80s when rappers came, when the hip hop albums came out, they had a DJ. The DJ will always get a song, because like on EPMD, on the Strictly Business album, Kayla Boss, he had a song on the album. So I remember DJs always being able to have a song where the DJ cut up and it was like a dance track, and the DJ would go off on there. But Jeff had a whole album to himself, the whole side A and B just for him to do his thing, display his skills. So that was always dope. I used to try to practice my scratching for some reason on Jeff's album. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, I was still an elementary school kid. But I remember those albums, like Strictly Business, Easy DJ, I'm the Rapper, Tough and 11. Maybe while I'm talking some more, it come to me of a couple of the albums that I had in 1988. Easy. I had the Easy E. I remember hearing the Easy E album, and the only reason I had Easy E, I didn't buy the Easy E Does It album. The only reason I had it was because I had older cousins, and so I got a dub from one of my older cousins. So I had a few cousins that were like 3-4 years older than me. So I had no business at that age listening to that Easy E, but I love that Easy E album. You never heard nothing like it. I remember the first time when my cousin came in, he was in the back room of my grandmother's house. My cousin came in, like, listen to this. And it was NWA, it was Easy E, it was all of them. It was the whole thing. I think he got the NWA and Apostle or something. And I just remember it being like, what the fuck is this? And the thing is, back then, I didn't really pay attention to what was being said. I just thought, not like that, not like, oh, this is bad or this is good. I knew they were cussing. I knew it was funny. I knew it was hard. And the musical background, the beats, they were dope. And that's all I really knew as a kid. It's like funny stories, funny sayings. You know, I wasn't looking at it like, this is bad for me. Of course not. But yeah, it's a really good podcast. And he was talking about some things on that pod where they brought up, he has an episode with Salt and Pepper on there. And they were talking about how, you know, how rappers back then would catch flack for stuff that is just pretty much mainstream hip-hop now. But like, if they weren't street enough or it wasn't hard enough. And I was like, I don't remember that, and I understand why I don't remember that, because how young I was. I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense. It didn't matter to me. So because I wasn't invested in that part until I got older. And it's funny how a kid doesn't pay attention to anything, because I didn't look at Will Smith. You know, I didn't look at Prince and Jeff as sellouts. Probably until I hit like 13. You know, when I got a little older, then I never really looked at them. I never really viewed them as sellout. But hearing that energy and paying attention to that energy, I didn't recognize until I got not a lot older, until I got about 13. But in that elementary school time in 88, I'm 10 years old. In 88, I wasn't looking at that. I was just liking the music. Had no idea people thought, you know, Salt and Pepper wasn't street enough or that they were commercial. Not even MC Hammer, because I liked MC Hammer at that age. It wasn't until I got junior high school status, 12, 13, is where that energy or me starting to pay attention to that type of stuff, to that type of talk, whether it was in publications or whether it was from some older kids or some older cousins or something like that talking about it. But I never really noticed it back then. I didn't notice that people were calling Will Smith that in 1988. Were saying that they were soft. Because I thought they was the coolest things in the world. You couldn't tell me DJ Jazzy Jeff wasn't the coolest nigga in the world. Shit, I was like, I'm gonna get me one of those sweaters and some gazelles. Thought that shit was the shit. So they just look cool as hell to me, and they good stories and good music. But yeah, it's a really dope podcast. If you're a hip-hop head, you want to go back and listen. It's on Amazon is what I'm listening on, because you're not going to find it on Spotify. I know for sure it's on Amazon, but it's a really dope podcast. Despite anything or any of the stuff about Will Smith going on in his life or anything that he's done, the guy's still a hip-hop legend. He's still a hip-hop head to this day, and you can hear it and you know it. And I think it's really dope. And if you're into it, I say check it out, man. 88, it was a really good year. Kane came out in 88. All kinds of people came came out in 88. Ice-T dropped his in 88. 88, Biz Markie come out in 88, going off. It's a lot of jewels that came out that class in 88. Queen Latifah. It's a long list, and I hate I'm having brain farts early in the morning with everybody that I remember that came out in 88. Because there's a lot more that I listened to in 88 that I didn't mention. But maybe I should take notes next time. But before I close it out, a little bit of gossip. Lauryn Hill, what the hell? What's going on with that? Why are you cussing out your fans? Because you were late. People paid you. People paid to come see you. Yes, they expect you to be on time. But I was surprised that the people cheering about it. Actually yeah, while she's telling them, y'all lucky I came. Lucky? You're lucky we came. That's what they should have been saying. They should have been walking out while she was saying that. But I don't know, man. I can see how people can start cults. Because I probably would have left after an hour, damn. But I understand people man, I spent my time, I spent my money, and I had a lot of time to get here, but you still got to be frustrated. I paid to come see a show, and you going to make me wait before you come? But if her fan base is cool with it, I'm cool with it. That's a little bit all I have to touch on that subject. Once again, Power 7 Podcast. Boy, the almighty Nicodemus. Peace.